Have you ever imagined how much more fun life would be if you could go on any adventure you want? Of course, the excitement would be off the roof. After all, in the words of a famous explorer, it's adventures that truly fill the soul and give life true meaning. Now, if you're looking for the top destinations you can visit for extreme adventure, then you're definitely in the right place. Just hold on to your hats and let Jet Set Voyager take you on a wild journey to explore the top 7 Daredevil adventures in Europe. No doubt you want to stick around until the very end to see our top activity that will literally send cold shivers down your spine. Number 7. Ride on the world's fastest zip line. When you think about zip lines, how fast do you reckon they go? Surely not as fast as cars go, right? Well, that's true for almost all zip lines except for the Snowdonia, which is quite rightly the fastest zip line in the world. Indeed, if you're a true daredevil, this is one adventure you definitely don't want to miss. Located in the Snowdonia National Park in northwest Wales, this zipline stretches an incredible 1.5 kilometers. But then, with its high speed, you'll literally be zipping by, and well, let's just say the ride is not for the weak. Fancy having a go? Here's what to expect. Imagine floating about 150 meters above the Penryn Quarry at high speed, with nothing but a pulley and a few strings connecting you to the suspension cable. Crazy, right? Well, that's the Snowdonia for you, and that's why it remains one of the most daredevil adventures in Europe. Number 6. Go cliff camping at Marmolada. Camping certainly doesn't seem like a thrill-seeker's dream activity, or does it? Well, it certainly does if you're camping high up in the clouds, especially after an intense session of rock climbing, and that's exactly what you'll be doing in Marmolada. Surely you must have heard about this activity that requires participants to pitch tents and hang precariously off the side of a cliff. Well, that's cliff camping for you, and as you can already tell, it's not for the faint-hearted. Of course, there are dozens of sites suited for this activity across Europe, but then if what you seek is the ultimate experience, then you should head down to the border of Trentino in Italy, where you will be camping on the side of the highest mountain in the region. Known as the Queen of the Dolomites, the Marmolada Peak rises to an insane elevation of about 3,500 meters, and with a pretty rugged rock face, it's almost like this mountain dares you to conquer it if you can. And this is one invitation you don't want to pass on as an adventure lover. First, you'll need to make it up to your preferred height in what will be one of the most challenging rock climbing tasks of your life. Oh, and you should know that the success rate for this particular adventure is less than 50% because many participants tend to give up halfway up and just turn back. So, are you getting pumped up yet? Well, if you do manage to make it up to the designated height, then you have made it to the next stage, which involves pitching a tent on the side of the mountain and sleeping on it. It surely doesn't get much more intense than this, and you'll definitely be high on adrenaline throughout. Number 5. Bungee jumping in Vicenza. Still in Italy, the next adventure will bring you to Vicenza, where you'll experience what is one of the most spectacular bungee jumping activities ever. In case you're new to this activity, bungee jumping generally involves jumping from ridiculous heights with nothing but a large elastic cord tied around your ankles. It feels like free falling from the sky, only this time you won't be reaching the ground thanks to the cords around your ankles. However, this activity remains one of the most fearsome ever, and only adrenaline junkies usually dare to get involved. If you think you have the heart for it, then head up to the launching pad, which is at the 175-meter-high Val Gardena Bridge, and feel the exhilaration for yourself. Don't get it twisted. The burst of excitement you'll get from jumping off this mesmerizing height is like nothing you have ever felt before. But you can rest assured that this activity will test your courage to the limits, and that's why it's rightly ranked as one of the most intense adventures in Europe. Number 4. Base jump off the extreme cliffs of Kjeras. Of course, base jumping is already restricted to only the truly courageous, but it takes an insane thrill seeker to attempt this activity from the extreme cliffs of Kjeras. Known as the Majesty of Lysefjord, Kjeras rises to a jaw-dropping height of over 1,100 meters, and just thinking about the jump alone is enough to get your adrenaline pumping hard. Plus, base jumping is considered one of the most dangerous adventures ever, and as a matter of fact, 1 in 60 people may not survive the jump. But these are more than favorable odds for daredevils, and if anything, it just all adds to the thrill. Once you have geared up, you can take the leap and experience the insane feeling of floating in midair. It takes about 15 seconds to hit the valley beneath, but you'll be enjoying a safe landing thanks to your parachute. No doubt, this activity is what you need to get you going, especially if you're a thrill seeker looking for the perfect adventure. Number 3. Run with the Bulls in Spain. From the name of this activity alone, you already know it's one for only the Daredevils, and well, it's certainly no child's play. Yes, this activity is almost as the name implies. However, the only difference is that you will actually be running from the Bulls rather than with them. Heck, this is one of the craziest activities you'll come across in your adventures across Europe, and it's one experience you'll not forget in a hurry. There are several known destinations for this activity around Europe, but if you really want to get in the game, then you should head down to Pamplona in Spain to experience an adventure so rough it shouldn't even be legal. The event often draws huge crowds as thousands of people gather to watch the Daredevils do their thing. So if you need any encouragement, you can count on the cheers of these enthusiastic fans to give you just that. However, once the Bulls are released, it's game time, and you will hardly even notice the crowd with about 5 to 10 angry Bulls chasing you aggressively. You'll have no time to flinch and zero allowance for errors, as even the slightest hesitation will see you trampled upon by the no-nonsense pursuers. Some previous runners have even confessed that you'll literally watch your life flash before your eyes as you scamper towards the finish line. Indeed, this is not an activity for just anybody, and even the so-called adrenaline junkies usually have their hearts in their mouths throughout the event. However, you'll feel an incredible rush of excitement afterward, and knowing you have conquered the Raging Bulls is usually the most rewarding feeling. Number 2. Go thrill-seeking in the adventure capital of Europe. It is true that Europe is filled with lots of attractions and tourist destinations that attract true adventurers and appeal to thrill seekers alike. But then there's only one place you can go to get a taste of all these adventures massed together, and it's none other than the Swiss city of Interlaken. Rightfully referred to as the adventure capital of Europe, this traditional resort town is located in the Swiss Alps, and it features almost every audacious adventure you can think about. Plus, as the saying goes, you can't really claim to be a daredevil unless you conquer the adventures in Europe's adventure capital. Here, you'll find insane activities like skydiving, hang gliding, night sledding, and even location-specific canyon jumping. Bet you never knew that was a thing, did you? Well, it is, and with all these activities available for participation, you already know you'll be treated to an adventure of a lifetime, and you'll most certainly have your adrenaline pumping like never before. Number 1. Go volcano diving in Iceland. Imagine being told to go jump in a volcano. That sure sounds like a rude gesture, right? Yes, it can be if you're anywhere else in the world, but this phrase means something different in Iceland. Well, like many other tourists, you'll be shocked to find out that volcano jumping is actually a thing here in Iceland. And yes, it involves jumping into a volcano. Now, how insane is that? Of course, in this case, you'll be lowered into the volcano rather than jump in, but it certainly doesn't make it any less audacious. In fact, you'll have to pass as a total madcap to agree to this, and it's no wonder it's always considered the ultimate European adventure. However, this activity is as safe as it can be, except if you're unlucky to have the volcano erupt with you in it. But don't be scared though, as the chances of that happening are next to none, and you can rest assured that this will be the experience of your lifetime. So guys, drop a comment below and let us know which of the adventures in this video you'd like to experience. Also, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel now. And by the way, you should check out the description below this video for other similar videos you will like.